Welcome to Quiz Trap channel. In today's video, can you guess the suspect by clue? You have 15 seconds to answer, don't worry. You can pause the video if you need more time. So let's get started. Marissa and Juliana went out for drinks together. They ordered the same drink. Juliana was really thirsty and finished 5 in the time it took Marissa to finish 1. The drinks were poisoned, but only Marissa died. How? The poison was in the ice. Since Marissa's ice had time to melt, she was poisoned, but Juliana wasn't. Too easy. Try next one. Andy is put in a cell with a dirt floor and only one window. The window is too high for him to reach. The only thing in the cell is a shovel. He won't be able to get any food or water and only has 2 days to escape or he'll die. Andy can't dig a tunnel because it will take him much longer than 2 days to do it. How will Andy escape from the cell? You have 15 seconds to answer. Andy has to use the shovel to create a pile of dirt under the window so he can climb up onto it and escape from the cell. Think you're just as smart or smarter than Andy. A dead female body lies at the bottom of a multi-story building. It looks as though she committed suicide by jumping from one of the floors. When the detective arrives, he goes to the first floor of the building, opens the closed window, and flips a coin towards the floor. He goes to the second floor and does the exact same thing. He continues to do this until he gets to the top floor of the building. When he comes back down, he states that it was a murder and not a suicide. How does he know that? She couldn't have jumped from any of the floors because when the detective went to each floor, all of the windows were closed. A girl is at the funeral of her mother. She meets a nice guy that she didn't know who also was at the funeral and they hit it off. She was busy at the funeral and didn't have time to ask him for his number before he left. She tried really hard to track him down, but no one knew who he was or how to contact him. A few days later her sister dies and the police suspect it to be a murder. Who killed her sister? She killed her sister. She was hoping that if someone else in her family died, the man she met at her mother's funeral would show up again. Nicole went to the police to report that someone had stolen her vintage ring. When the police got to her house, they noticed that the window was broken, there was a total mess inside, and there were dirty footprints on the carpet. But there were no other signs of a break-in. The next day, the police arrested Nicole for fraud. Why? As soon as the police got to the crime scene, they knew that Nicole has most likely staged the break-in. The glass from the broken window was all outside of the house, meaning that it had been broken from the inside. A Japanese ship was leaving the port and on its way to open sea. The captain went to go oil some parts of the ship and took his ring off so it wouldn't get damaged. He left it on the table next to his bunk. When he returned, it was missing. He had suspected 3 crew members could be guilty and asked them what they had been doing for the 10 minutes that he had been gone. The cook said, "I was in the kitchen preparing tonight's dinner." The engineer said, "I was working in the engine room making sure everything was running smoothly." The seaman said, "I was on the mast correcting the flag because someone had attached it upside down by mistake." The captain immediately knew who it was. How? It was clearly the seaman. It was a Japanese ship, and a Japanese flag is white with a single red dot in the middle. It can't be hung upside down. On the first day of school, someone murdered a history teacher. There were 4 people at the school that the police suspected had done it: the landscaper, a math teacher, a basketball coach, and the principal. These were their alibis. The landscaper said he was outside mowing the lawn. The math teacher said he was giving a mid-year test. The basketball coach said he was running practice drills with his players. The principal said she was in her office. After giving their alibis, the police arrested the killer immediately. Who killed the history teacher, and how did the police know? The math teacher killed the history teacher. He claimed that he was giving a mid-year test, but it was the first day of school. A serial killer kidnapped 5 different people and sat them down, each with 2 pills in their hand and a glass of water. He told them each to take 1 pill but warned them that one was poisonous and the other was harmless. Whichever pill the victim didn't take, the serial killer would take. Every victim somehow chose the poisonous pill and died. How did the serial killer get them all to take the poisonous pill? Neither of the pills was poisonous. The poison was in the water that all the victims used to swallow their pill. A couple went to Hawaii for their honeymoon. Unfortunately, the husband returned home alone because his wife had died in a horrible boating accident. The police contacted the travel agent he booked the trip with and arrested him for murdering his wife. How did they know he did it? The travel agent revealed that he had only booked a one-way ticket for his wife. A man was found on the floor dead with a cassette recorder in one hand and a gun in the other. When the police arrived at the scene, they pressed play on the recorder. It was the man's voice. He said, "I have nothing else to live for. I can't go on," followed by the sound of a gunshot. After listening, the police knew that this was a murder, not a suicide. How? If the dead man had killed himself, he wouldn't have been able to press the reverse button on the cassette recorder. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and comment.